So I don't know if everyone knows who the Krassenstein twins are. I mean, I don't know exactly who they are, but they sure do get pushed into everyone's Twitter feed a lot and speak about things they obviously know nothing about, but try to parrot the Democratic Party line and speak with authority, often with very hilarious results. Now, I don't want to suggest they are paid shills, but they appear to be paid shills, as not only do they seem incredibly fake and disingenuous, they're also on camera admitting to being paid by their bosses who want them to sow division, which I suppose they earn their money in that case. Now obviously, being leftists, they are of course criminals, as they owned the two largest Ponzi schemes on the internet called Moneymaker Group and Talk Gold Forums, which ended up being seized because they were committing wire fraud on a massive scale. Now, these two nerds said they did nothing wrong and were not charged with any crimes. They were their websites and the websites were never given back. So I'm not saying this was the moment they became government assets or they had to go directly to jail, but it sure does seem like the feds wanted to use their knowledge of the internet to their favor as they became big stars of the hashtag resistance movement. You know, the movement backed by all the big Hollywood stars and all the corporations and the government. And they became big anti-Trump stars on social media. Now, this ended because they couldn't put their criminal ways behind them and they ended up getting banned in 2019 because they were using bot farms to create fake engagement. And they must have been doing this on a massive scale because for Twitter, in its full communist days pre-Elon Musk, to ban a leftist account is almost unheard of. But they came back when Elon Musk unbanned everyone and they set their stall out as two dorks who say they want to look at all sides of every argument, but then are constantly posting divisive things about January the 6th being the same as a recent Russian coup. It's the most disingenuous, fake stuff on the internet at the moment. And they're still up to some kind of fakery, I think. They are pushed into everyone's Twitter feeds despite no interaction with them, and they don't have many actual fans to drive the engagement to get them pushed out to a wider audience like everybody else has to. They are constantly getting ratioed by people who don't like them, which is not normal for big social media accounts at all. So they seem to be using some kind of trickery to boost themselves. They just seem like fake accounts to me, like Harry Sissons and Chris Murray. Oh, there's some sort of a trend here, isn't it? The leftist shill. But speaking of ratios, let's talk about the dumbest twin, Brian, creating history in the early hours of the morning today. So we are going to talk about Pride, where there was some Pride event where, surprise, surprise, some weird naked guy was cycling around nude in front of children. Now, I have more of a problem with parents thinking it's cool to take their kids to an event that's obviously very sexual by its nature. You really probably should get a call from social services for that. But it's still pretty odd this guy is so demented he's riding right up to little kids nude. So the Twitter account Libs on TikTok posted a video which enraged little Brian. So he sprang into gear to defend the leftist way of life and started doing another leftist pastime, strawmanning, and began accusing Libs of TikTok of distributing porn to minors because they shared the video on Twitter and millions of children use Twitter. Ah yes, the well-known children's platform Twitter, where hardcore porn has always been allowed since its inception. Suddenly, now Brains is concerned about nudity. He's not desperately trying to deflect from some leftist pervert exposing himself to children and protect him, of course, as this other Twitter account pointed out helpfully. Now, this is where Brian went full artard and went down in internet law as one of the stupidest people ever to grace the web, where in his need to please his bosses and protect deranged leftist traditions, he stated, "Seeing a man naked on a bike isn't going to have much of an impact on any kid. They have likely seen their father or brother naked before." Look guys, we've all got nude and made out with our dads, right? That's totally normal. Why are you being such a bigot about it? Now, I don't know about you, but unless he's Joe Biden's secret love child, most people have never seen their dad naked, nor will they ever. But Brian thinks this happens to everyone. Now, one thing Brian achieved with this tweet is that he united everyone from all sides in thinking he was an idiot, and that this was one of the worst takes ever seen on the internet in history. And he proceeded to receive one of, if not the worst ratios on Twitter ever. Even leftists don't have nude showers with their dads like Brian. They don't have dads. That's why they're like what they are. And he has been trying to cope and see his way out of it, pretending he's been getting death threats and trying to be a victim all day since. Been very funny. So yeah, this is what the paid government shills are defending now. Old men being nude in front of other people's children. On the bright side, at least that gross naked man wasn't Keffels. Fuck that guy. That's it for today's video. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe to see more videos like this. Thanks, boy.